Kia ora, dear listener or viewer. Welcome to Zealand. Now, Zealand is set in a post-apocalyptic world, so it goes without saying that we will be exploring some of the darker natures of humanity. So if you're squeamish or the idea unsettles you, take your chance now to walk away. For now, we return to Zealand.
Kia ora, guys, gals, and legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Zealand. This is Chapter 2, Part 1 of Season 3, this chapter being entitled Terra Mortis, the name of the era into which we are entering in Zealand, and it might sound a little frightening, and that's because it is. We have with us today Scott, Jake, Vedant, and Dan. Nick will be joining us later, and Skulk will be absent for this session. And so, we're here, back at the reserve. It's still earlier in the day at this point, and there have been a number of reunions in the past chapter, namely Nick and Jake arriving back home on a seaplane with a number of followers that were with them, a family that had travelled quite a ways to get to where they are now. Shortly after that, we had both Dan, Vedant, and Max arriving, very worn from a long stint of travel on foot. In the evening, we had an assault of sorts from creatures that none of us had seen yet. Dan and Vedant seemed to have a bit of experience with them, but still not much was known about them. They were vicious, and in the combat, Max was injured, gravely so, taking a wound to her throat, and is still in intensive care, being cared for by Willow and by Dan, who's beside her, in the little locked-off space on the second floor of the MDC. Outside, a meeting is set to take place. The members of the reserve have gathered together and discussed exactly what they want to try and get across to this other group, these Russians that have arrived at their doorstep. And that is where we pick up today's session, with them heading outside with a small trestle table with some tea, ready to have a meeting. And so, if you could please tell me who is going to be going to this meeting out of all of you.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so Dan, you're going to be staying with Max in the medical wing? Okay. All right, well, accompanying you down there, you are going to have Lulu, who is preparing the tea. Jonah is coming out with her as well, keeping her nice and well, he's just staying beside her for now. Reassured. And everyone else is staying behind the wall. Skulk is posting himself up on top of the building, making sure that he can keep an eye out. There are no needs for spotlights yet. The sun is up. We can see what's going on. And so, with that, as the gate rolls to its side, and the Russians are waiting on the outside to be brought in, you start to set up your little trestle table. So you still have moments before someone goes to the front gate to unlock that to let them in, but you know that they're waiting outside. So you have a moment or two to prepare yourselves, should you desire to do so.
And so who's on the other side of the gate?
On the other side of the gate? So you mean the outer gate?
No, the internal part.
The internal part, Frank and Jen, are on the gate.
Alright, and so one of them's ready with a wheelbarrow, with one of the dead covered, and all the other ones are also all covered out of the sun.
Yeah.
Kind of doing.
Yeah, so the other bodies of the canines that were killed in last session have been there is on the side of the MDC, there is a pulley system that helps bring things up to the top. Those are being kept up and near Skulk's place, so he can operate and experiment on them further.
Not creepy at all.
No, especially because there's a place where they actually do dissect animals there. We could just use that building.
The labs, yes, it's entirely possible, but Skulk likes his things where they are.
Elevation,
Yeah, exactly. You got the air, the scenery around you. It's nice. And so yes, that is prepared. So, what are you going to go do? You going to go to the outer gate, welcome them in, or?
We're all ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
About as ready as we can be.
What he said.
Alright.
Let's do this.
I'll
let you, Jake, take majority of the conversation, but we're here, and I think, for Dan, feel free to speak up if the need arises.
Yeah, I mean, especially what you guys experienced firsthand.
Yeah.
Especially with these creatures, there's no point me repeating.
Yeah.
When it comes straight from your mouth.
Yeah. You've dealt with them before. This group. You can do it again, right?
You were there last time. We made
it was tense.
All very tense.
Look, the big guy in here, from what we've seen, so maybe less tense.
Yeah.
All right, I got your back just in case. And he kind of taps
The rifle that's kind of slung over his shoulder. You have your rifle with you as well, I'm assuming, yeah. Okay. All right, so who's going to go down to the outer gate to greet them and bring them up to this little setting? Lulu is currently, the trestle table is out at this point, and she's just preparing tea. You can see it kind of steaming in the slightly colder morning air.
All right. Should me and you?
Yep. Let's rock and
I'll
roll.
wait back here.
Okay, so both Scott and Jake march down to the outer gate. To open it up, with the key in hand, you unlock it. And on the other side, you see Ismail standing there, grinning, and with two others behind him. Around about the same size as him, none that seem to match the size of the man that came to the island with him the first time. And they seem a little worn out. Their eyes are quite sunken. They've got a bit of grit on them. Yeah, they look like they're, not living in absolute luxury. Ismail, though, he looks pretty good. Like, he's got his hair cut nice and short, and, he's got his face all trimmed. He's just got, like, a tiny little bit of facial hair just down on his chin. And other than that, he's looking quite good. He's looking clean, he's looking fresh, but they are all kind of decked out in various types of camouflage.
Over the time that they're kind of walking with us and stuff like that, could I just try keep an eye out on them to see if they're kind of showing signs of any form of injury or anything like that, like slight limps or
Favouring a side.
Or anything like that?
Yeah. Okay. I'll let you use either investigation or intuition for that. So,
Both of us? We're both pretty
well, are you also looking at them at the same time?
superly.
Okay.
Really, this whole thing is intuition, investigate, perception, all at the same time.
Okay. All right. So you're both going to be checking them out as you're walking up.
Yeah, so just kind of the way I imagine it is that they'll go, Jake will kind of be talking to them, and then they'll lead through, and I'll kind of be behind, and I'll just be watching them.
Yep. All right.
Just in my general
Yep,
peripheral.
for sure. You can go for it. Jake, are you also going to try this as well?
Just as we open the gate, would have been just really having a look at.
Fail miserably.
Okay. All right. It is just flat. It's going to be challenging.
So that's 41, and investigate is 55.
Okay, so it's a pass with 41. Okay, so you get an initial impression of them, kind of similar to what I just described to you in terms of the general look before they actually start getting moving. Once they actually do start walking up with you, you don't get the sense that any of them are injured per se, but you're not getting a huge amount of time to look at them because you are leading. You're kind of just glancing back and just checking on them. And as you're kind of looking back and kind of glancing over your shoulder, Ismail does speak up and says,
You seem a little on edge, my friend. More than you should be.
We, our last conversation was quite tense.
Indeed it was, but that was many years ago now.
It was.
Times change, and people change as well.
Some for the better.
Let's hope it's for the better.
Indeed. I hope so too. And you continue this little back and forth as you walk up towards this little setting where both Jonah, Lulu, and Vedant are waiting up and around this table. Nice tea is steaming. Wow. I did not take you literally, but I am happy to see that you have some tea. Very nice soup.
I haven't tried this one.
I think you'll like this just fine.
Lulu says. And you can see Jonah kind of like steps up to the plate a little bit and he's just kind of eyeing them up. The other two stay a little bit further back, but Ismail does walk straight up and he takes one of the cups of tea.
Grab one as well. Hopefully Lulu doesn't poison it.
I actually want to take a look and see what sort of weapons.
There's no plane overhead.
Yeah, of course.
Hogan's flying the bloody thing away.
I want to keep an eye out on all three that are here. See what kind of weaponry they're carrying.
Yeah.
Just to note of it.
So one thing that you'll notice, and this is just passively, is that the camouflage that they're wearing, it's not uniform. It's not one whole thing. This is, some of the sizes don't seem to match quite right, and it's not like the same type. Some of it will actually be like more of an urban, and another one will be like forested, and the other one might be more deserty. So it's an amalgamation of it. No high-vis camo. No fluoro camo. But yeah, no. As for weapons, you can see that slung over his back, and it's kind of like straight on his back. Ismail does have a Kalashnikov on his back, and the others seem to have pistols just kind of holstered on the side. Also with like what looks like to be like a sizable knife on their belt as well. Yep. They are wearing jackets over the top, so it's a little difficult to see underneath them if they have anything else there or any other kind of protection. But that's the general gist that you get from that. So, I believe we should begin. I am impressed. What you have built here is, it is something I've not seen before. Well, this far south.
Same. We've travelled quite a bit, some of us.
Yes.
And yeah, it's pretty vacant out there.
In places, it can be.
Last time we spoke, you were part of a trade network.
We still are, in a sense. Clientele changes, to a degree. New ones arise. The ones that, you might not want to do business with.
It's hard to choose that sort of stuff.
Well, sometimes you aren't exactly given a choice. I can only imagine you would have seen part of what happened. Yes? From your island?
We didn't see much, yeah, just we heard explosions and gunfire and...
We were driven further away. In no-go zone, so to speak. We had no choice but to come closer and find a life on the shore. This is what we did. But there are others out there that have different intentions.
These are the people on Great Barrier?
Indeed. I think the same people that buried your home into the ground.
Yeah, they didn't bury it, they burned it right down.
Yes. We did not think that any of you were still alive and kicking. Perhaps if you made it down to that dank hole in the ground, you might have been able to make it, but I was not so sure that anyone would have. It did not look good.
Not many of us made it out of there. It was... Well, a lot of us made it out of there, but their first attack was chemical. Got into our water supply, people drank. Not many of them survived. Nick and I spent the entire night ferrying people from those cabins to the boat, trying to get everyone out as we could.
We had seen a similar process on the island itself, on Great Barrier. Before. I believe there were other people still alive on that island. I cannot say I fully understand their motives. But they do not align with my own.
Not with us either.
We provide a service for these people now. We don't have much of a choice in the matter. We do not want it to be that way forever.
And you have a plan for that?
Start of one. I'm taking a risk. The other two here cannot understand me.
You mean your idea? Or the words you're speaking?
No,
right
the words I'm speaking now. So we speak, just you and me. We do not have the weapons to protect ourselves. We are vulnerable. And I tell you this because I see some of you who wear what you wear.
Kimsuit.
And others who are armed. We lost many of our supplies after their initial scare to drive us away. Someone was on board that sabotaged our supply. We lost people in it as well. It was an explosion. Tore our ammo supplies and most of our weapons to be useless. It was a targeted attack to cripple us, to make us weak. So that we have no choice but to accept a bad deal.
What kind of deal do they have with you? What do you provide for them?
We provide fuel. We can process it. The only place in the country that can. Before all of this, and now after. It is not an easy task. It's difficult. It takes time, effort, and people. But I believe that it is the lifeblood that will keep the living.
We need every advantage we have.
I agree. And these people, that is what they use us for. That is what we provide. In the hopes that the people they took away from us are kept safe, are kept sound, protected from this mess on the island, on the larger island. What they have is a sanctuary, safe from this infection. That is what they sell, at very least. They burnt it away from the island. Anyone that could have been remotely could have had any contact with it before. When we first sent boats to Great Barrier, we saw them, people, in the water. Had this haze. It was like a yellow mist in the water.
That's what they use on us.
They killed everything, so that there was no chance that anything was still living or dead. so that they could have it quarantined, separate from the main island. Some of my people are there now, and I do not know if they are safe, if they are... Well, I have family. We speak of trade. We have things we can trade. We have fuel. We produce it. We can siphon some. We do for others. We can offer you that. But we can offer more as well.
Like what?
We have doctors.
That's in this world. It's quite a commodity.
Skills are not so easy to find now.
No.
Where we lack what we do not have are fighters. And I am not asking anyone to die. That is not what I offer on the table. We have a chance to rearm ourselves so that we can defend ourselves, so that we can begin a hope to get our people back. We need help with that. We cannot do that alone.
How can we help? We don't have that many numbers.
How long have you been outside here before you put up these walls? How long were you roaming? Having to kill?
A couple of us were out there for 5 years.
It is a lot longer than many who call home.
How can you arm yourself, defend yourself, get your friends and family back? You're gonna need to make an assault for that one.
In time. But we can start at least with the ability to say no. No more go.
They're taking people on a regular basis, are they?
Yes, when they need them. Or if they discover they have an ability, like our doctors, the ones who keep our sick alive. I look at you two. You have lost out here. But I also see a hardness in you. You are not weak. I can see that. Even you, old man. Jonah kind of gives him like a little nod. Help us this once, and we can help you.
What else do you guys need? In terms of materials or services?
Well, in time, much can help. That looks nice. He says, like, looking at your chainmail. Gemsuit, yes. Do you have abilities that we lack? Together we might be able to fill those gaps.
That'd be good.
I will be honest, I do not think that my people would want me to be so honest about our vulnerability. Because one may take advantage of that, but I look at you here. We see what you have here. We saw it before we came and talked. You have young ones here.
We do.
You want to keep them safe. And so you will not endanger yourselves by attacking some distant force. I know that much. Or at least I hope that much. So that I can be vulnerable and lay this on the table.
before we make a decision, we'd have to hear your plan and discuss it between us.
You said they were taking people?
Yes,
Do you know where they send these people aside from...
to Great Barrier. They're quarantined.
Do you know whether they're being sent elsewhere?
I do not know. I assume they're on the island.
Okay. The sanctuary you speak of, the one on Great Barrier. I know of another sanctuary. I don't know if it's connected. I don't know if the people speak or communicate amongst one another. There's another sanctuary of sorts called Eden. Does that name mean anything to you?
Can we investigate or intuition on his response to that?
You sure can. Yeah, intuition. Roll away. This is challenging, so it's just flat.
No,
Okay.
nowhere near.
I do not know of an Eden. I mean, it sounds nice.
It's not.
I'll take your word on that then. I cannot say I have heard of anywhere that has been called that before. Although people have many names for things, so I cannot say for certain.
The names we couldn't speak of before, the one I accidentally said last time,
Yes,
and his friend. Have you heard anything of them?
not so much anymore. But yes,
What was the last thing you heard and how long ago?
we do not communicate so much as we offer a new service now. Fuel. Because we can. And from then we receive medical supplies and other goods. But it is never a face-to-face. It is always drop-off.
The same group.
I believe same group or another group who is with said group. I cannot say for certain. I do not deal with them directly. It is much further.
Did you hear anything about the attack they suffered 5 years ago?
No, we do not trade information. Only goods. I cannot help you there.
Speaking of information, what do you know about the dead? It's been a long time now.
They're our enemy. That, well, even when they're dead, sometimes they're not so dead. They are a danger. Even as they are. You do not want to keep them around.
No. Without us working together and trading, I think one thing I would appreciate is all information on these creatures to be traded freely.
I can see that benefiting both of us, so yes.
Between us and anyone else you trade with.
Alright. I can say that as best as I can. I cannot speak for every trade, but most, yes. We have seen a number of animals who are affected by this as well. Seems to be limited mostly to millions, but sometimes in great numbers. We have had trouble in the past with rodents, but not for some time.
The rodents, are they looking like the normal dead, or are they?
Some of them look worse. Not healthy.
Can I initiate our set up signal that we didn't actually pre-set up?
Yeah, what is
to
it?
bring out the
What is it, like who let the dogs out?
Yeah.
I'll walk over to the wheelbarrow and wheel it over.
Yeah, so you go over towards the gate, give a knock on the gate, slides open for a second. Jen and Frank are there, and they wheel out the wheelbarrow towards you, and you start.
Take it and I'll bring it over.
Have you seen these? Pull it open. Still not pulling it right off, just pulling it up
Yeah.
and still holding it so I can cover it again.
And for the audience, beneath the cover is one of the remains of the canine-like creatures from the previous session. No, that does not look well at all.
Is it in the sun? I want to show it.
Yes, slightly. Yeah, so you can see the translucent skin that's beneath, where you can see the veins. It starts to burn almost in a sense. It's not like a complete immolation of
Not
the creature.
vampires catching fire. Like
Not
Blade
vampires
sort of
catching,
stuff.
but you can see that there is definitely a discoloration of the skin, and you can see it starting to take effect the longer that it is in the sunlight.
Cover it back up.
Where did you find this?
They attacked us last night.
Here. And you can see he just kind of does like a little bit of a look around the
They
area.
borrow.
They burrow.
Looks like they dug under our walls.
That is good
They
to
are
know.
silent. And they communicate. We heard them howling as more than just a animal
More than
sound.
just a
It
noise.
was
Okay.
Like, I've seen rats like this. I think it's safe to assume that everything turns like this.
How would turn how?
We're not too sure, but what we can gather is when you first turn, you're still somewhat alive. And we think one of the hungers of human is not just food.
I semi-understand what you mean. Are you saying
If the base instincts survive in these creatures, there's really only two, isn't there? Three, if you're talking about survival. But to eat and to fuck.
can we possibly take this thing?
All zombie information is free.
Okay,
If you can transport it,
we can. We have transport. But I must return to my original offer. Can I count on assistance?
we'd
And
have to know the plan.
this is no ongoing fight. One time.
If we were to offer aid, in what form would you require it? Specifically.
Manpower. 5, 6, what you can spare. There is a defense force, reserved territorial location. We believe still undisturbed, not active before all of this happened. There should be supplies there, and my secondary offer is to share part of that load with yourselves. It is not always easy to come across bullets, ammunition.
No, it's not.
So, to sweeten the deal, we will split by half all that we find.
That's a pretty good deal. So that this place, if you need our help, it's obviously not easily accessible.
Roll diplomacy for me. Again, challenging.
Past 10.
Okay. The reason I seek your assistance and not try to get more people from my home. We have already sent people.
This was some time ago. They have not returned or communicated for 5 days.
Do you have any more information about what defenses are in place? Like
There should be none. We have seen little activity in the area. This is by, how do you say, Fungare? Further north. Not too far from where we call home.
And we can all go by with your boat, or
We can. We have more back at home. My suggestion would be to take you to home. To Colm, in fact. From there, you would resupply. I will bring additional help, those who will. And we try. The true objective is to find our people, to bring them back home. We have already lost enough. But for us to be able to get the weapons, the arms, to protect ourselves, that is the heart of it as well. And part of it will be yours. I swear it to you. It is difficult to find others outside of ourselves that you can trust.
we'll have to talk about it. You guys want to get this stowed on your boat? We'll discuss it and then we'll get back to you.
How long do you need?
If we're going to discuss it, and then if we're good to go, we still need to get our stuff ready. So another hour.
That is fine with me. If there is any trouble, if you could alert us, we would be very grateful. But we will wait prepared down by the shore. Any help you can offer will be very welcome. And there may be more we can do for you. We can renegotiate as necessary. I wish you the best.
You too.
He just goes and shakes your hand, shakes you, just goes through and just shakes everyone's hands that's there. And then takes one final gulp of tea, and then kind of signals the two that are with him.
I was just thinking, and I was like, yes.
You got him! You got him! And then starts to walk to the outside gate. I'm assuming someone accompanies him? You walk with him? Okay, alright. Doesn't say anything the rest of the way, but yeah. Seems like a little bit more optimistic maybe in his step. Goes towards the gate, you let him out. The other two start walking back down to the shore with the wheelbarrow.
Alright.
And the doggo. And then you turn back to join the others.
Yeah.
The interior gate's open. Frank and Jen kind of open it. Well, that was a relief. Better than I expected.
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah. Went a lot better than I thought I was going to.
Yeah. Still tense, but
Being able to work with another group is obviously good. If we get into a siege situation here and we can't leave, we only last as long as our food supplies do.
That's true enough.
Having someone to call for backup.
We've had it before, and it's not good. All it takes is one hard winter, another one like that, and things can get worse. We've been lucky. Things have worked out. The sound traps back in the other towns, they're keeping the dead away, or have been for a while. That's good. But if we rely just on ourselves, then
And having a doctor and more medical supplies, fuel would just...
that's... and you see Frank kind of clear his throat.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Doctors, right?
Mhm.
We've got someone that's not well. And I'll be honest. I don't know if Willow will be honest. It doesn't look good. I think her partner's up there now with her. Willow's there too. I trust that she's going to do all she can for her, but maybe there's more that can be done.
They might have to do it there.
With the wound that she got, how do we treat that?
We don't have the skills, don't have the tools, don't have the drugs.
It wasn't just that, it was one of those things as well. Don't know if it works the same as the others, but
Will she survive a trip to Whangarei?
I can't say. That'd be for Willow to say, but
If she can't
If there's a
survive that,
chance.
she won't survive the night.
she's been fevering. We haven't had someone turn here. It might be worth a shot, is all I'm saying.
Her best chance to survive will be there.
Yeah, I agree.
So do we talk to your friend then?
We'll leave that to you, eh?
Do you think you can convince him that it's the best?
Yeah. She's done a lot for us. For both me and Dan. I don't know how he'll take it if something were to happen to her.
I'm sure.
But yeah, if that's the only shot we've got, then we've got to take it.
Alright. Do you want to go talk to him?
I'll go to Dan. I'll head off to talk to Dan.
What are we going to do then?
That only works if we go and decide to help him. I don't know if they'll be willing to take on a patient if we're not helping out.
I think that's part of the trade. One thing for another.
We're not in the best solution ourselves to the situation ourselves to kind of get into this. If sending 5 people leaves our home here pretty thin.
It does. But it gives us the ability to get more stuff to help us out. We can get more ammo, more guns. You guys have been pretty safe for the past 5 years. I know the last couple of days have been pretty active. But we got all those creatures last night. None of them got away. So I think there's a good chance there's no more reinforcements coming.
We've got more of us here now than we did before. It's been difficult to go out on runs, but we've got people keeping this place safe. We might actually be in a position where we can do it.
It's a risk, but it can help us in the long run. If we succeed, it will help us.
Well, we know eventually we'll have to put our cards on the table and actually make a play. We can't stay bunked up in here forever.
Exactly. We don't get to just turtle up and hope the world passes us by. These creatures change the whole thing. We don't know. It's been 5 years, so maybe the 5-year-olds, but you see the size of this thing. So it's got some sort of increased growth ability and might have an increased growth rate. So maybe we don't have 5 years before they're 10 years old. Maybe twice they might grow up twice as fast, 3 times as fast. Maybe slower. We don't know. But if these things, if there's human versions of these, and you saw them that they had some sort of rudimentary communicating abilities like dogs do, who says the human ones aren't going to be as smart as us? I mean, we have a benefit that they won't be growing up with our culture, which means their language won't be as advanced.
Yeah.
And their tool-making abilities hopefully won't be as advanced.
At the very least, they'll potentially, if that's true, be as capable as us, if not more.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that I could join you. But I'd be more of a liability out there. I can be more help here. I've still got good eyes, I've got good aim. We can keep this place safe.
Yeah. What happened with Skulk and not seeing this boat that came out of not nowhere, it came from the ocean. You can kind of see the ocean. I think we need to have a bit more of a maybe that bit lax on the lookout.
We'll have 2 people up there.
Yeah. And maybe shorter cycles, just swap out every hour or 2. And because of an attack, having to go outside to go out there, maybe you have a couple people sleep up there at night time as well. If you get attacked, you don't have to run around and go up there until we get a portal put in there.
I was wanting to talk to Frank about that. Getting something put in, trapdoor, make it easier.
Poe can help with that.
That's good.
But until that's set up, I think people sleeping up there.
Alright.
So how do we decide this then?
Nick and I have been out there a lot. Him and I work together pretty bloody well. If we're going to go to this place, I think we're going to need a good scouting of it.
You two are good. Are you gonna go? Would you go?
Don't know. We'll need to get capable together and have a good discussion on it.
Let's do that then.
Yes.
Do you want to go talk to your friend?
Oh, you're already on the way. Yeah, he's already on the way.
So we can go back to the house and group everyone together in the main area and discuss.
Okay.
Okay, so you start doing that. You move back towards the main area with everyone else, and you start calling people together, going through the other rooms, saying...
Ring our dinner bell as well.
Yep. Okay, start getting people to gather on the second level of it, and all the while that's happening.
You're being attacked.
No, you are not.
Roll perception.
V, you get up to the second stage where there is a little bit of a locked off area that is now the medical space. In this room here is where Max is being kept, and Dan, you're sitting in there on a chair in the corner. Max is still out. You approach, and Willow's just kind of waiting out the front of this here, just by this door.
I'll speak
kinda,
to Willow before I go in.
Yeah.
Hi. We just had a bit of a meeting, a bit of a tea session with someone that came knocking. I need you to be 100% honest with me.
Okay.
How is she looking?
She looks back towards the door. Not good. She's got a fever. Really bad one at that.
Is it that kind of fever?
It could be, but it might not be. I don't want it to be, but
Yeah, I don't want it to be either.
there's no test. There's no way for us to really know. Sometimes until it's too late. So I can't give you a solid answer.
What about this then? How strong is she? Can she travel?
Well, she's strong-willed. That much. Could she travel? Where would she travel?
Fungi.
Whangarei? Why Whangarei?
The
That's a long way.
I understand, but the people we just spoke to, they've got doctors, apparently.
Okay.
They've got medicine, and they've got I don't know. There's a shot. There's a
Okay.
chance.
They've got medicine. Did they say anything prenatal, anything that might be able to help Araha?
I don't know. But that's the idea. The idea is they've got medical professionals that can aid us.
Wait, but what are we giving them? It's not for free.
No, it's they. Well, that's what I kind of need to talk to Dan about. But
Dan, roll perception for me. This is going to be... I'm going to give you a plus 20 to this. Oh, there are corners, so it's always hard to hear around a corner.
No.
No? Okay, alright. No, he's focused on Max right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good corner.
nice corner. We're working on a deal. I don't know who these people are, but Jake seems to know them.
Okay.
I think you've said that before.
Met them once. We do go way back, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all I'm saying is there's a chance.
If there's a chance, that's all that we need. All I can do for her now is try and make her comfortable. I've got her on a course of antibiotics, but we only have so many. And there's only so much that's going to do. If this is something else, I don't know how to treat that.
And up until now, in my head, that meant that Dan needed to prepare for the worst.
Maybe he doesn't need to, though.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
And it's not just for him. She's, like you said, she's strong-willed. And I owe her. Big time. So if there's a shot, I want to take it.
Spoken like a sniper.
Are you going to aim?
Probably.
She starts to go up towards the door and unlock it. Go in.
I'll go in and...
You hear the door lock behind you.
Hey,
Hey.
how's she done?
She's currently out at the moment.
Not great.
I know that this place is a lot more comfortable than our former accommodations. And I'd like nothing more to just stay here and, take things easy for a while.
But
There's a way to make Max feel better. A lot better. Possibly.
kind of way.
Some angry Russians offering a trade. Well, I think they're angry, but Russians offering a trade. They seem to have medical professionals and got a shot to. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether this is the fever that,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's the last thing I want. But if there's a way, the trade is that, at least what the deal that's on the table is that we need to. There's a mission, there's an incursion, there's something these guys want to go and resupply. Their people have been taken. And they want, able-bodied people. And from the way the guy was talking, he was more quality over quantity kind of guy.
So we do something stupid and give her a shot.
Basically. That's the idea. You up for something stupid?
Wouldn't be the first time we've done something stupid.
I know.
It certainly wouldn't.
You're awake.
Morning.
Yeah, I just thought I'd listen for a little bit. See what you're gonna say behind my back.
All terrible things.
I thought so.
How you feeling?
Like shite. Big time shite. But I'm still here.
What did you hear?
Something about Russians. And maybe getting better. If there's a shot, I'd like to take it. But I don't want anyone getting shot trying to give me a shot. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep that at a minimum.
I really appreciate that. I'm feeling bad enough as it is.
Yeah.
If we've got to go somewhere, I'd rather try that than sit in this fucking bed.
It looks like a comfortable bed, though.
Yeah, but laying it for a while, it's... The place fucking reeks of lavender. Why have they got so many fucking flowers? And those of you who are here will notice that, yeah, around each window there is there's lavender growing frickin' everywhere. So if you don't like lavender, tough shit.
It's like I was telling Dan, it's better than our former accommodations.
Yeah. It is. It is. I'd like to get to experience it a little bit more.
Without a gaping hole in your neck.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Alright.
Yeah.
Where do we need to go?
Fun today, apparently.
I've never been.
Neither have I.
Alright. Okay. I'm gonna try and...
No.
Oh, okay. Alright.
We'll deal with the logistics of it when we gotta go, but... Yeah, as of now, we've got a shot.
You hear a knock from the door outside. The others are having some kind of meeting. I think you might want to be there for it.
Yeah. You chill.
Aye.
You alright if we go to this
Try.
meeting?
Okay, I'll see you in a moment.
Alright.
We go to the meeting.
Alright. Just before you go, she kind of just extends her hand out towards you. Just grabs a hold of your hand for a second, just gives it a squeeze.
Take it. Yeah. My good hand or my bad hand?
Whichever is closer, yeah, you don't notice all of a sudden your appendage is just being pulled behind you. Yeah.
Well, you'd be turning, so it'd be your right hand, because it's closer to the bed.
Yeah.
Good hand.
Yeah. Okay, yes. So you exit. The doors are unlocked and locked behind Willow. Make sure that she's okay.
Thank you.
And the two of you make it up a floor, up to the top floor, where a meeting is happening around the pool table, where everyone's kind of
Skulk's standing on the pool table.
yeah, no, Skulk has come down and around for this meeting, and is settling along with everyone else. Everyone else in the place
Question.
is here.
I've been given a prosthetic.
I was going to ask that.
Yes,
I think.
yes.
Yeah, it was
A prosthetic
plans.
leg
Okay,
has been
cool.
fitted to your leg.
Perfect.
And it's feeling good. It feels weird.
It's got a machine gun in
after walking around with just a piece of wood
Yeah.
and a cushion for a long time and your rifle. It feels good to have something else to lean on.
Yeah.
You felt like you really worked out one ass muscle a
Yeah.
lot, so
I've
it's going
got
to take a while
one
to tone it
firm
back up.
butt
Yeah.
cheek. Yeah, cool.
You're going to have to do some
You
serious
slowly
working
lift
out.
to the right as you're walking.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I have a leg to
precisely.
stand on.
Yes, you do. Indeed, you do. Okay, and so this meeting begins. Fates are decided. You start. What? No, I just think you're frightened.
Fates are decided as
Well,
part of bloody.
I mean,
Well, I was-
you know,
I
just,
was laughing because I was just picturing Dan trying to wheel a wheelbarrow with one leg.
Oh yeah.
yes, you know, well, you know, you let the wheelbarrow do the work.
Yeah.
This is a tri-barrel, actually. Yeah. So there you go. Yes, but this meeting does start, and you decide who you're going to be bringing with you, and we are going to decide that right now. Who is going to be going on this trip?
Nick and I, we're pretty good out there.
Too right. I can agree with that. You made it this far. So far.
Yeah, they are. They're good. They saved our ass more than once. They can handle themselves.
Say that smacks that's on the line.
It gives her a shot.
If it gives her a shot, Dan and I are in.
I'm in.
Alright, so that's you two. Skulk.
We also need a plan for the account of them not agreeing to take Max.
They might, but
If they
They haven't agreed yet.
we haven't put it to them. But we're just going to go with it.
they've said that they're willing to play with the terms to get this to happen, so
The way I read it, they need our help a lot more than we need them right now. At least it feels that way. He sounded desperate to me.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
Yep.
We can swing this in our favour. And I'm in favour of staying here. We've kept this place safe so far. We can keep that. We've got procedures and... well, after the other night, work's gotta be done.
I saw you talking to her. Old one.
Yeah. This is Post speaking now. I'm just going through quite a few voices here.
There's improvement that we can do. You got the supplies here to do it, so I'm gonna get some hands. We're gonna get started. Make this place harder to get into. Make it safe. I mean, it's already good, but you know, it can be better. I reckon I can make it better. For all of us.
So at the moment we're sitting at 4.
Yep.
I think I should stay here.
This is Skulk. I can't do Skulk's voice. I don't know what Skulk's voice sounds like.
Sounds like this.
Yeah, it sounds like this.
What does everyone else around the table think?
Continue doing some work. Sorry, Skulk.
I think I can learn some more about these things. I'm gonna need time to work on them. To understand them better.
Very deep skull voice.
I think I can understand these better. I need time. Give it to me.
I think you need to put on a Scottish accent as
I
well.
will learn.
Loud. Scott.
Suppose I'll go.
Jen kind of reaches out and puts her arm on your forearm as you're leaning across the pool table. Do you want me with you or here?
You're a good shot. Being on lookout here is probably for the best.
I can do that.
Having you and Jonah watching this place's, defenses will make me feel a bit better.
Okay.
Oh, just so you know as well, whatever you require to make your changes, you're free to use my workshop.
Sure. So that's it then. You can make that work. The rest of us keep this place safe.
Yeah.
That's for the benefit of all of us. And your friend. She put her life on the line, trying to keep this place safe. Trying to protect the rest of us up here.
It's good like that.
I think it's right that we'll try and fix that.
And just kind of goes silent after that, with everyone still in here, the kids a little bit further away from the pool table. Not a whole lot of light in here, just from the torches, the little wind-up torches that are kind of illuminating the space.
I assume during the silence, whatever, it'll just be that like kind of awkward, like really quiet silence
Yeah.
until I like flick one of the pool
Pool
balls,
balls?
and you just hear it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, if there's anything you need, anything that we can help you with before.
Speaking of safety, you don't have any of that spare, do you? Or anything that's...
I have like off pieces, but they were made specifically for people, so
What if
I
we...
thought as much.
we could potentially rig some things up, but
You're not too much different from me. If you're not gone for long, we don't need to go out to scavenge. I'm not going to need this in here. I can lend you my set.
This is Frank offering that to you.
That would be very appreciated. It's... after watching those dogs go after Max's throat, seeing them, that same bite, barely scratch your arms, it really doesn't hurt.
We've got other sets that we might not need. We can offer another loaner. It'll do better outside the walls than in.
Still wouldn't hurt to keep a few here, though.
We've got a few. Where we need them. We'll get you a set.
And Jonah walks off from the room. Okay. So, I hope you get ready.
we all need to get ready.
Let's get our stuff.
I think we should all be prepared and have a variety of ways to defend ourselves. Everyone should have some form of close combat ability.
You haven't have any brass knuckles, would you? Or something along those lines. I'm
Probably
better
so.
with my hands than I am with a weapon.
Frank,
I've got some stuff, eh?
Frank,
Yeah.
you've seen any?
I might be able to help you with that. Can't exactly use them myself.
Yeah.
They're a bit, brutal, though. I'm not a craftsman. And she, goes into your room downstairs. She's away for a little while, and then she brings back two what kind of seem like brass knuckles, but between each of the fingers, there's just these rusty-ass nails that are sticking out.
Those will do. Perfect.
And there's two sets of those. Well, there's a pair.
There's a pair, yeah.
Yeah.
This one's
It's a little tight on your fingers,
Yeah.
but
In a pinch.
yeah.
This is
Literally.
Only goes up to here. So
Yeah.
you can punch like that.
It's all palm.
Yeah.
everyone else fine?
Got my hatchets, got my knives, got my gear.
Dan?
Yeah, I've got...
Do you have any ammo lying around? This?
When they're-
Maybe.
Yeah, well, there's some around. Not a tremendous amount, but
We'll
We
see
might
what we
have
can
a
find.
lot more after this, so
That's
Yeah.
true. Bring back what you can. We'll be happy. I'll be
Bring some
bloody
empty bags
happy.
with us,
Yep.
in case.
probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
area,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, let's start getting ready then.
And Jonah starts everyone starts kind of splitting off at this stage and kind of going opposite directions. Jen comes up to you afterwards and kind of just pulls you down a little bit more to her level.
Yeah,
Plants one on you.
Kiss, yeah.
If you get hurt, or if you lose another one of those, Just saying.
You'll kill me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Try to be careful. You do the same.
I'll keep the place safe. Make sure they all behave. Especially the Bushman. Like, motions up to where Skulk is now.
Especially him.
With his Robin Williams style, Jumanji haircut, yeah.
I just pull that. Is Skulk there at the moment?
No. He's gone back off up to
So
the,
I just
up to the
I
lookout.
open my pack and I grab out some binocs that I've got in my bag and I just say, could you make sure our resident Bushman gets these?
Okay, sure. I will. And those are the night vision goggles night vision binoculars that you have, not goggles.
I'm gonna go get
But they
them.
can be if you
I'm
take
heading
them
to
onto
the
your head.
storeroom, so I'll grab mine then.
Okay, alright.
You're going to head there. I'll probably come with you.
Worst, yeah,
I want everyone to have goggles and gas masks. Not gas masks, but like
A filter mask?
some sort of respirator.
There are still some left over from
Yeah.
when you guys left the island. You had 4 gas masks in total. You did have some filter masks as well.
Yeah. But if you guys rated like Carter's, you'd have some pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, there are filter masks for that.
So just
You've
everyone's
got a lot of options.
Something and like proper, like sort of snorkel goggles or something like that. So it's sort of.
This is a
without-
Marine Discovery
without
Centre.
the no
There are
part.
snorkel goggles for for
Well, yeah, no, you're right.
and
That's
plenty.
just around the corner. There's a container full of snorkel hire
Well,
gear.
yeah,
Probably-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. No, there is a lot of snorkeling stuff. Before you run away, though, Aroha just kind of pull you in and kind of says goodbye, and the
you
rest
dodge.
of the the rest of the Akarana family, they
Give her a hug.
kind of give you their well wishes and make sure that you're okay, and you know that this is what you really want to be doing. And
Yeah, we'll come back with more stuff and more supplies, medical stuff to help through the pregnancy.
okay, that sounds good. Just make sure you come back, eh?
That's the plan. We never come back.
Not yet. There's always tomorrow.
Exactly. All right.
Okay, and with that, action is set into itself.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is too
away from
many
you
for
there.
what's needed.
Good timing.
Yes, and so with that, we're going to be ending this week's session. Preparations have been made, information has been learnt and shared with others. A journey is about to be undertaken. This has been us. Thank you for watching. Please do join us in the next week where we journey north into the unknown. This is Terra Mortis, the land of the dead. We'll see how much is still living. I've been Rycon. You have all been awesome.
And until next time, stay breathing.